Hello, my name is Brian Robbins, and this is my video reaction for the Think Like a Lawyer video assignment. The first thing I wrote down was the zealous advocate. The definition for that is the lawyer's duty to represent a client within the bounds of law. Um, that's something that I haven't heard too often. I thought it was interesting, so I wrote it down, and I like the example he gave to, yeah, like you'll do everything in your power, but you won't go to like Better Call Saul type lawyer. Yeah, I found that funny. Uh, the second thing I wrote down was to avoid emotional distractions. I think that's something that a lot of people could work on, me myself, because uh when people get emotionally attached to things, or when people face emotional setbacks, it's hard for people to get out of that or to keep going and keep pushing. I feel like a lot of times that can drain people out, knock them off path. And then from then on out, they're constantly in survival mode or constantly in get back mode. They don't know how to shake back and keep going. The third thing I wrote down was to use logic and to see patterns. I found out as I was watching the video that that's what lawyers do, see patterns, and I knew they use logic, but to see patterns throughout different cases and stuff, and however they do. I'm a business major. I don't know what they be doing, but using logic, and I wrote that down. The fourth thing I written down was when he was talking about his first job experience. He said he was a court-appointed attorney, trying to help families get their kids back, or trying to help families get their kids. That I feel like that's different, because he said he was doing what he wanted to do. I just feel like you got to be like a different type of person to, want to, go in the court and do this and do that, and, want to go against, arguing and doing these cases, trying to, it's too much pressure. Like for me personally, and I know probably for like a handful of other people, like it's way too much pressure to just get thrown in the fire, and knowing that all that is on you. Like I wouldn't be able to do it. The next thing I talked about, he said it's easier to speak up for family and friends rather than yourself sometimes. That's something that I noticed too. In high school, I had this friend, and he was always one to stick up for like other people and friends, and like there was this one kid getting bullied throughout my junior year. He always like stuck in and helped him out, but he was never one to like stick up for himself. um I ain't never like I ain't never paid too much attention to it until like watching this video, and I'm thinking back, and I'm like, oh man, like I ain't even. But it could be that, or maybe it's something else. Maybe he just you know didn't feel like dealing with it. But that's what I thought about whenever I read that. The next thing I talked about, or I wrote down, is whenever he was talking about he had his panic attack. He said he was too busy achieving goals and chasing goals and going like what's next, just chasing all these goals, trying to achieve everything, just moving too quick. He had a panic attack. He said instead of him like, I forgot what he said. Like I think he said like instead of him like winning the race, like he was like like a mile off the cliff, like falling, like the Looney Tunes coyote. That's something that me personally I can relate to. I do feel like at sometimes I be pushing too hard for too much, just trying to achieve goals. And sometimes I feel like it's healthy for people to just stop and take a step back and just breathe. I mean, you only live one life, so it's not healthy to just push, you know, or push too hard. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I talked about, how this video affected me. I feel like it was a good video. The things talked about, I feel like the things in the video, it had a good message behind it. I feel like I could take some things away from it and help improve my mindset. How to think like a lawyer, obviously. The next thing I written down, what do I take away from it? I think one of the biggest takeaways I took away from this video was to not push myself too crazy. That's one of the things that stuck out to me, his panic attack. Because when he said that, it just reminded me of me a lot. I'm always trying to push and achieve my next goal, trying to, trying to make somebody proud of me, somebody in my family proud of me. I don't ever want to ask for help or nothing like that. And at the end of the day, I'm just burning myself out, So I feel like that's one of the things I took away from it. One of the bigger things I took away from it. So, yeah, that. And, what other things I have on here? Oh, yeah. And the speaking up for others, I feel like it's something I have to look out for now. Just paying attention to the people who pay attention to the people who will speak up for their friends and family, but won't speak up for themselves. I feel like you have to, those type of friends you have to check in with every now and then, because a lot of people, they don't like to bring attention to themselves because they feel like they, it's too much. Like they feel like they don't deserve it. But those are the people you have to check in for. So, yeah, and that's that.